Do-do-do-do-do. I need this.
Hey, Chris! What are we doing today?
Well, okay. Glad you surprised me. Got my heart going, huh?
Sure.
Well, you know what? We started off with what? Foundations. We went out to Midwest Energy. We talked about inside how air moves. Let's see. Then it got really cold out, so we switched to heating, didn't we?
Yep.
Which will be in cooling season before long.
I know.
Which made me think about something. Maybe we should go in the attic now instead of when it's like 175 degrees out.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Talk about maybe some of the structure up there, insulation, because now is going to be a good time coming into spring that people could be getting some insulation work. Or, you know what? I know a lot of people that have never even looked in their attic.
Wow.
I love it in my attic.
I've been in there several times.
I keep snacks in my attic.
Okay, I don't do that.
All right, well, hey, welcome to House to Home. We're glad you're here today. Gosh, is this episode 3 already?
It is.
Time flies. Oh my gosh, follow us. We're going up there.
Woo!
Looking for a new career? Midwest Energy has great careers in electric and natural gas utilities throughout central and western Kansas. We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a wide variety of field and administrative positions. Most positions require community or technical college, and internships are available. Learn more at mwenergy.com. Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative making energy work for you.
Faster than you can Google home equity loan, the Bank of Hays can have that line of credit at your fingertips in less time than you'll spend calling an 800 number to get service from a chain bank. The Bank of Hays has already met any needs you might have. You see, at Bank of Hays, we bring you something in banking no one else can. The idea of here and now, meeting all your financing needs now because we're right here in Hays. From financing a car to a home, let us help you now.
Here, now, wow!
If you're ready to replace your bath or shower enclosure and want a professional installation, stop by Advantage Glass Plus in Hays. Select a standard or customized enclosure, framed or frameless, with hinged, pivoting, or sliding doors. Give your bath some personality and style with patterned glass available in many textures including obscured, clear, and rain. Let the glass experts from Advantage Glass Plus create your new bath enclosure. 1005 Vine in Hays. Find our ad in the Next Tech directory.
When it's summer in this part of Kansas, temps outside can hit 90 plus. But if the temperature inside your home or business isn't cool and comfy, you'll need this little tool right here. Just press the button 625-2115. That brings a Glassman technician right to your door to solve the problem, instantly and affordably. For air conditioning service, the only name to know is Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air. The choice is perfectly clear. Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Hey.
Hey, how's your head?
Hey, it's a little crunched in here. Welcome back to House to Home. You know, a lot of attic accesses, a lot of times they're in garages.
That's where mine's at, yeah.
Is that where, yeah. Unfortunately, this one here is on a second floor closet. Got the double landing and it goes right up in here. So not the most accessible, but hey, provided there's not a raccoon. Oh, can you hold this for me? Okay, hold on. Let's get it. There we go. Oh, that's pretty cool up there. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not much room at all. This will be fun. Let's go up here.
Typical.
I like those houses that have those little flip down stairs. You know, in the garage, that little stair that flips down. I like that a lot better.
Well, mine you gotta have a really long ladder for.
You know? And this used to be a whole lot easier back in the day when
When you weren't so old?
No, when I had hair. It had nothing to do with age. It was all to do with the amount of hair on my head. Oh my goodness. Check this out. What do you think?
Well, it looks like an attic.
Oh my goodness. Hey, you need to turn your little light on. Your little light's off. Oh, check that out. That's too cool.
Alrighty.
I need like 6 of those.
My attic doesn't have any lights in it, so this is my only source of.
Come on in. Come on into my, this is my master bedroom. It's a little small. I haven't swept in a while, as you can tell, but.
You know, you need to have a maid come in and dust.
Sorry, you have to be behind me. It's kind of a danger zone.
Thanks
You know
for
what
the
I mean?
warning.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look around and see what we got here, huh?
All right.
All right. I think I'm getting a little giggly up here, Andrea. Oh my goodness, check this out. Okay, this, you know what's cool about this attic, especially this attic is, you know, this is the old school, you know, this is like a 3x4 framing. This is not something you
Yeah, it didn't look
see a lot.
familiar.
Yeah, and it's on 2-foot center. So when you, actually that might even be a little more than that. I mean, you know, 2'6", but what's cool when you come up into an attic like this and in this old house built in what, 1900, is you really get to see some of the old, I mean, the way they used to do things. This is solid pine boxing on the, so we're in the underside of the roof. Shingles would be on the other side, the little, you can see the little staples right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, my
Nails
head
from-
felt them too. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's, you know, really pretty cool up. I get excited when I get up here. I don't know how you are.
Oh yeah. Other than I usually have a mask on, and
Why do you wear a mask?
because my attic is a little smaller, a little more insulation in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
I blew in the insulation, so.
So you blew insulation into your attic.
Yes.
Why?
Well, we only had 4 inches, and the area that we are living in requires 12 to 16 inches.
So you
Of
can
an
look at
R rating.
yeah, so you can look at the region where you live, and it'll tell you those kinds of things. And I don't know about you, but it's what, 70 degrees outside, and it is hot up here
It is
already.
hot up here. It's
hot up
really
here.
hot up here.
That's why we decided to come up here today, huh?
Yeah.
But another thing that's kind of cool about this attic that you don't find in a lot of attics is the ductwork. So this is a supply trunk. You know, we talked about heating and air. So this house has zoned heating. So the first floor has its own, which has ductwork in the crawl space. And we'll go look at that from the crawl space, but not today. But you can see how all the piping runs up here.
And now, is this insulation around that ductwork?
Yeah, this is the old style. You know, it's a paper with a. I'm gonna guess maybe I don't even know. I don't think that's even fiberglass.
I don't think it is either.
That's kind of interesting, but. And then this is the old loose rock wool cellulose insulation. It's this is the nasty, dirty. I'm gonna guess if I was to put that on my sandwich and eat it, it probably wouldn't be good for me.
Probably not. Probably wouldn't taste too good either.
I mean, it's always good to carry a little in your pocket. You never know where you're going to need it. But there's a lot of difference between insulation today and you know, this old stuff. A lot of the houses today, you'll find, especially the newer homes, they'll have.
The pink batting in it.
Trying to find that pose. Sorry, sorry. I knew that would come up. Yeah, they have the pink, like the Owens Corning or one of those different brands. We actually have an expert coming that's going to talk about some of the different types of insulation that are out there. But another thing that's kind of cool is you can look at this pipe over here, and first thing you want to look at that, and it kind of makes you think, wow, that's a sewer vent. But that's actually, that's the supply air and the return air, supply and exhaust for the...
Plumbing?
No, for the heating and air on the main floor. Remember the pipe
okay.
you saw last episode?
Oh, yes,
The pipe came out of the side. That extends all the way up and out through the roof. So you can tell that system's, it's older, but it's actually not as old as a person would think because of the pipe. There's actually a gas line coming all the way up here because... right behind the Hunzefoots here on the camera, you can actually, there's a heating and air conditioning system that he can get a shot of, and part of the chimney you can see. So I think attics are pretty cool. I think a lot of people never go up in their attic. I mean, they don't even take a look. They just kind of take it for granted it's all okay. But it's always good to go up there and take a little scan around and see what's up there. But pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I like it up here. Kind of like my second home. What else could we talk about? These here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, well, I was going to ask about ventilation
Yeah.
in your attic.
And I actually don't see ventilation in this attic. That's a very good thing to point out, because if we had the vents cut in, it wouldn't be near as hot up here.
Right.
It would, that hot air would escape out. They're called turtleback vents. So good. You go, girl. You called that out, and makes me put that on the checklist of things to do when we work on the house.
Because an attic needs to breathe, just like any other part. And if you have it all, enclosed in,
That's exactly right. Yeah, if you let the air in the eave, comes up and out through lets that attic breathe. Some people think, well, should I close those off in the wintertime? No, you want that house to keep breathing, let that moisture. Because moisture will, make its way up through the floor, just showers and cooking, make its way. It's got to go somewhere, and it kind of makes its way up into the attic. And if you have vents, it allows it to go out. But man, Whew, I don't know about you, but it is hot up
It
here.
is hot up here.
Gosh, that light is so cool. I gotta get one
Oh
of those.
yeah, I know.
It's kind of like mesmerizing.
Blinding it, yeah.
Yes, okay. Move. It's like the swinging of the pendulum or whatever. Hypnotism. You're hypnotizing me, aren't you?
Work of
I know
magic.
what you're doing here. What do you think? Should we make our way downstairs and see if our expert showed up?
Yeah.
Maybe he can teach us a few things and we can come back up maybe some other time and check it out and put it to work.
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
great.
Follow us downstairs. We'll see you
you in
right
a
after
bit.
the break.
Great design is in great details. Your design headquarters, the Furniture Look on the Bricks in downtown Hays.
Natural gas is a clean, safe, economical energy source when installed and used properly. Your gas furnace or stove should have a steady blue flame. If not, call a qualified contractor for service. And if you smell that distinctive natural gas odor, leave your home or business immediately. Call Midwest Energy from a neighbor's phone and we'll be right there. Gas safety tips from Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative making energy work for you.
Faster than you can Google home equity loan, the Bank of Hays can have that line of credit at your fingertips. In less time than you'll spend calling an 800 number to get service from a chain bank, the Bank of Hays has already met any needs you might have. You see, at Bank of Hays, we bring you something in banking no one else can. The idea of here and now, meeting all your financing needs now because we're right here in Hays. From financing a car to a home, let us help you now.
Here, now, wow!
If you're ready to replace your bath or shower enclosure and want a professional installation, stop by Advantage Glass Plus in Hays. Select a standard or customized enclosure, framed or frameless, with hinged, pivoting, or sliding doors. Give your bath some personality and style with patterned glass available in many textures including obscured, clear, and rain. Let the glass experts from Advantage Glass Plus create your new bath enclosure. 1005 Vine in Hays. Find our ad in the Next Tech directory.
Oh, was it a little dirty up there, huh? Hey, look, Frank is there, our expert. Hey, you're just in time.
Hey, hello.
Frank from Heartland Building Center is here today. Thank goodness. Hey, next time we go up there, let's take one of these so we don't get staples stuck in our head, huh?
I know. I think our cameraman's in the ER for that right now.
Frank, you've been Heartland how many years now?
40 years.
That's almost longer than that's older than a tree.
It's older than a lot of things.
I'm glad you're here today because I'll tell you what, we were up in the attic and it's a house built in 1900, so this baby's got a lot of unique things in it compared to a lot of houses. There's actually 3x4 rafters, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, spaced on two maybe 30-inch centers. I don't know what they were, but it was crazy up there, huh?
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, and it has the old. I told them I was going to put it on my sandwich, but it's some old rock wool looking insulation up there. Is that pretty common in old houses?
Was it the old black rock wool?
Yeah, kind of just dirty old.
Yeah, if you go back into I said you've probably been in enough old homes. I know you have, Chris. That was the standard installation. You know, they probably put it in 2 or 3 inches deep, and that was about it. And very uncomfortable to be around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure.
I noticed that. It's like, I'm like, is it just me or?
I'm sure when you get up there wanting to clean it out,
Must
you'll
be
find
my
out.
date last week.
Yeah, so.
I don't know what's going
But yeah, very common in older homes. Very, very common.
Yeah, we kind of wondered, and the heating systems even has a cardboard papery stuff wrapped around it, that old ductwork. So it just, when you get up in these old houses, you just never know what you're going to find. But how, so let's say I have an old house, or not even really an old house. I mean, a house that was built in the 50s, a lot of them were just like, back then gas was cheap. Heating a house was cheap, and you're right. You'll find like 3 inches. Sometimes you don't find any insulation at all. What's a person go about doing where do they start?
Okay, you hit on that. Back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, energy was cheap. Some houses insulated, they did insulate. The rock wool was common then too, and then fiberglass came into play, and it was very common. Now you get into our area now, and everybody here knows that energy costs are high.
Yeah.
And you try and, to conserve that. So basically the new ways, just like I said, is, the common thing was just to put in batted insulation in the rafters, whether it be an R19 or an R30.
Whoa, wait a minute, R19, R30, what's that mean? You
Okay.
slow down, buddy.
Okay, your R values are your heat resistancy values, and the higher the R, the more energy it will conserve up to a certain point. If you have an R80, it ain't gonna probably do you any good any more than an R40, because after a while,
you can overdo
it.
Right.
A lot of people now went to the blow-in insulation, where they can blow fiberglass, they can blow cellulose, which are the two most common in our area and probably through all the areas.
Right.
And
right. I see you brought. You brought a box of. You
kind of give you an idea. The fiberglass blowing. Everybody, when they think of fiberglass, they think of, boy, this is going to be this real itchy stuff to work around.
Yeah.
And it is when you're doing the batted in the fiberglass. It's almost like a soft cotton. You can rub it on you. You can do whatever you want to with it. Yeah, just you can work in it, crawl in it. It will not.
Yeah, it is almost like wool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
is that considered clean?
That's clean.
That's clean.
Clean fiberglass. When you put that in an attic, if you're up in there, it won't be no dust at all.
Oh.
Okay. It'll just be like snow.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
I actually had that blown into my house. So, then the other one most common is the cellulose. They call low dust, but when you do put it in, there's going to be a dust in it. You can kind of see, but
I see it's
this
dusting.
is what I blew in mine, and I had to have a mask on.
And that's the most, probably the most common. It's the most economical. That is basically recycled newspapers. That's just so basically, it is probably 30 to 35% less expensive to blow cellulose than to blow fiberglass.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yep.
That's a very big difference.
And they both basically do the same thing.
Do many people put the bat, when you talk about fiberglass, I think of the bats, the blankets.
Correct.
Do many people put that in their attics anymore? Or?
Yeah, that's probably still the biggest thing. And when you talk about the blankets, there again, it's itchy, then just got the craft face, or you can have foil faced on it. We do have some new homeowners like to put this batted in, and they like to top it off with the cellulose or fiberglass.
Right.
That's
cool.
I was wondering on the paper here, when you're insulating, say like I need to insulate my basement, what direction do I put the paper?
Okay. The paper is basically a vapor barrier and a moisture barrier. It always goes to the warm side of the house. It's always going to be, that's up against the wall. This is going to be the inside of the house.
Okay.
And if you do it in your attic or sitting, it's going to be, you don't want to trap, let it breathe up on top. Some moisture and stuff doesn't trap in it.
Okay.
And years past, a lot of guys would put this down before the cellulose and fiberglass came in. They'd say, well, just going to roll more insulation over top of it. Then they would put, in some houses, and there'd be paper, and it would trap the moisture.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what the unfaced fiberglass insulation started coming in, so they could put that.
So the unfaced is just so the moisture can move through it.
So
out
it lets it breathe. Yes.
That's very cool. When we were up there, at first we didn't think we didn't see any roof vents to let the attic breathe, but after we were climbing out of there, we did see a couple. So letting it breathe is a good thing.
Yes, the ventilation in your attic, if you don't, again, like I said, you can trap condensation moisture. But the thing you have to also, a lot of the older homes didn't have the soffit or under eave vents. When you put roof vents on or eave ventilation, the air got to come in to let the other breathe out. So you got to have the rule of thumb is as much ventilation you're going to have on top, you want underneath.
Oh, okay. For every vent in, one
like
out.
That, like so you can take and that'll circulate the deal. That'll take the hot air out. That also will do you as much good in the summer as anything because it keeps the air moving.
It keeps the air moving out. Well, I'll tell you what, we could stay here and talk. We could learn a lot. It wasn't fun up there. We actually should have taken you with us, but no. But hey, I'm watching out for you. One old guy in the attic's enough, right?
Yeah, that's plenty.
All right. Hey, thanks. Join us. We'll come back and wrap up.
When it's summer in this part of Kansas, temps outside can hit 90 plus. But if the temperature inside your home or business isn't cool and comfy, you'll need this little tool right here. Just press the button 625-2115. That brings a Glassman technician right to your door to solve the problem. instantly and affordably. For air conditioning service, the only name to know is Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air. The choice is perfectly clear. Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Great design is in great details. Your design headquarters, the Furniture Look on the Bricks in downtown Haines.
Each year, about 400 electrocutions occur in the United States. You can avoid shock by knowing one basic premise. Electricity always seeks the easiest path to the ground, and you are a perfect conductor. Stay 20 feet from damaged power lines. And if down wires touch your car, don't get out, stay inside and call for help. And don't let others touch the car until it's safe. Electrical safety tips for Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative making energy work for you.
Faster than you can Google home equity loan, the Bank of Hays can have that line of credit at your fingertips. In less time than you'll spend calling an 800 number to get service from a chain bank, the Bank of Hays has already met any needs you might have. You see, at Bank of Hays, we bring you something in banking no one else can. The idea of here and now, meeting all your financing needs now because we're right here in Hays. From financing a car to a home, let us help you now.
Here, now, wow!
Oh my goodness. How cool is that, having Frank come by to talk to us?
Well, we kind of talked with him quite a bit more after, and there's just so much to learn about.
You know, being in that attic and dirty and look at you.
I know.
That's one good thing about the things we're doing here is we get to get dirty and we get to climb in places that a lot of people won't go. And oh, hey, I think we're back. Thanks for joining us. You know, as we kind of wrap up today about the insulation, and God, we've talked about a lot of different things. Insulation, we talked a little bit about some framing. We talked about ventilation.
Things to expect to see up there, like plumbing and pipes and...
Yeah, how the venting goes out, and sometimes you might think one pipe is actually a sewer pipe vent, but it's actually a heating and air conditioning vent. Yeah. Not air conditioning, but a heating system vent. What else did we see up there?
Well, fortunately, no rodents. I did look for that.
You did. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you open a lid and you shine a flashlight in there and you see two eyeballs looking back. You're like, I think we'll look in the crawl space. Yep. But great information from Frank.
Oh, yeah.
And I think what's cool is if you don't know what you're doing, or if you need to figure out what you're doing, there are guys like that out there. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And your question about the basement.
Yeah.
The basement walls.
Where just the paper, I mean, I always see that paper and I never know what that means. So,
and why it's there as a vapor barrier. And you think in your mind, I've been in a lot of attics where you go up there and you see the paper sticking up where it's actually the wrong direction.
It is,
so it's actually trapping moisture, you know, and causes a lot of damage. Something very interesting is I found in if you ever walk around your house and you're looking up at your ceiling, especially with a flashlight, if you see some dark areas around the edges, this was something I didn't mention when we were up there. If insulation gets pulled back away from the edge and the sheetrock is exposed, that will actually condensate and darken that, and you can see that from downstairs. You might look and think, wow, that might be a shadow from painting, but if you see, you know, dark and then a light stripe where your your rafter is, thank you, and then you see that pattern, you can start thinking there's something going on in my attic. You need to check it out. Yeah, ventilation, critical.
Yeah.
Just like it is, you know, as you want the insulation to breathe in your basement, same thing. It's not the best place to go.
No. It's not the cleanest place.
It's not the cleanest place to go. I've inhaled a lot of rock wool in my life. I'm insulated. I'm up to about I think I'm at an R19 now, just naturally when I go outside. I don't even need to wear a jacket. I'm pre-coated.
I need to work on that.
You do, yeah. You need to go out there and start, you need to go up and just chew a little. You know, in high school, I'll tell you what, in high school, when we would glue boards, I'd always have my students taste the glue.
Okay.
And they... It's like, you got to taste the glue if you're going to be a real woodworker. A lot of them think I'm crazy,
Yeah.
which could very well be,
Kind
huh?
of think you are.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, exactly. He thinks you are. Well, that's why he's following us around. But good stuff.
Yep.
I don't know where we're headed next week yet, but
Okay.
we will definitely find a place. What do you
Okay.
think we should do next week?
Boy, I don't know. We can do about just anything.
I know we could. Maybe drainage. Maybe we'll talk about outside because it's starting to get a little nice out.
It is.
But
With
yeah.
some rain.
Well, thanks for joining us. Gosh, attics, foundations, heating and air systems. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
All right. Join us when we come back for If My Walls Could Talk.
If you're ready to replace your bath or shower enclosure and want a professional installation, stop by Advantage Glass Plus in Hayes. Select a standard or customized enclosure, framed or frameless, with hinged, pivoting, or sliding doors. Give your bath some personality and style with patterned glass available in many textures including obscured, clear, and rain. Let the glass experts from Advantage Glass Plus create your new bath enclosure. 1005 Vine in Hayes. Find our ad in the Next Tech directory.
When it's summer in this part of Kansas, temps outside can hit 90 plus. But if the temperature inside your home or business isn't cool and comfy, you'll need this little tool right here. Just press the button 625-2115. That brings a Glassman technician right to your door to solve the problem, instantly and affordably. For air conditioning service, the only name to know is Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air. The choice is perfectly clear. Glassman Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Great design is in great details. Your design headquarters, the Furniture Look on the Bricks in downtown Haines.
Midwest Energy is a cooperative, meaning that our electric and natural gas customers are also our owners. Serving nearly 92,000 customers in 41 counties in central and western Kansas, Midwest Energy's employees are proud to bring you safe, reliable, and affordable energy services. Learn more at mwenergy.com. Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative, making energy work for you.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you later, Andrea. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Today's been a bit of a challenge for me, to be real honest with you. I'm dedicating this show actually to my dad. My dad taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about this kind of work. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I can remember him teaching me how to sand and solder copper, something you typically don't hand your kids a hot torch and solder stick. But my dad handed me that, and he said, if you want to learn how to do it, I'll teach you. And I'm grateful he did. Actually, today my dad is probably in the last hours of his life. He's lived a beautiful 81 years. And I can't even tell you how much he's impacted me. I watch him as a fighter in the last hours, and I quickly see why I'm a fighter, why I strive to do better. And it is no wonder that I take these houses on. It is no wonder at all that I love a challenge. You know, after Blake died, it would have been easy for me to give up. And actually, I did give up. But I can remember kind of, you know, in my dad's silence, just giving me that handshake. And, you know, he'd always put that hand to me and tell me, you know, that he was proud of me. And so today's show is dedicated to him. Mr. Munch is a good guy. After Blake died, it took me a while to really understand that when somebody dies, you think they leave you, but in all honesty, what they end up doing is they give you a chance to be better, to kind of live in, maybe not in their honor or their glory, but your own, but in respect to them and what they've taught you. Those are the things that you live on for. I always have people say, I'm sorry that Blake died. He physically died, but in his honor, I work for him. I do these things for him. This show, part of it's for him. Teaching is for him, but you know, it's pretty humbling to go and get to see those last moments with your dad. If my walls could talk, and I promise you my walls will talk from the heart every time, that's where we are. Thanks for joining us on House to Home. We'll see you next week.